Hey, welcome back. Let's talk about CSS properties. CSS properties offer us styling options. Each property has multiple values, and there are over 200 properties in the latest revision of CSS, which is CSS 3. Let's go through a few examples of CSS properties. One is the color property, and the color property is used to define the color of text. Possible values include the name of the color, like red, a hex value, like hashtag DDD, or a RGB or a RGBA value, like 255.0.0.4. RGB stands for red, green, and blue, and the A stands for alpha. The RGB values range between 0 and 255, and the alpha value ranges between 0.0 and 1.0. 0.0 means it's fully transparent, while 1.0 means it's fully visible. Another CSS property we'll consider is background color. This defines the background color of the element you're styling. You have the same possible values here, so we won't go through those. Another property is font family. Values include the fonts that you've used before: Calibri, Arial, Stencil, and many more. The only limitation is that the fonts have to be installed on the user's computer or called in from a CDN. Another CSS property is font size. This is how we define the size of the text on the page. Values include 24 pixels, which is very specific. It'll always be 24 pixels. Another value is 1 EM. Now EMs are scalable, and they scale based on the font size that's defined for the web page. If the font size is defined as 14px, then 1 EM equals to 14px. You could even use a percentage value, but assigning percentage values to the font size property is not as common as these other values. The final property we'll consider is text align. This dictates the alignment of the text relative to the parent container. In summary, CSS offers properties for styling. There are over 200 properties in CSS 3, and we reviewed a few of them. There's a ton of properties available. I've included a link to a list of all of the CSS 3 properties in this lecture's resources. Check that out, but don't feel pressured to memorize them all. We'll see you in the next lecture.